All right, moving on to our spotlight matchup of the day. Heading to college football, we've got Louisville at Duke. Louisville is 5-5, 3-4 in conference play. Duke is 3-7 and winless in conference play. Louisville, the 20.5 point favorite in this one with a total of 60.5. Arky, what are you taking in this one?
Okay, so here's how it has to work. For you to cover 3 touchdowns inside the conference, 2 things have to happen. You have to have one elite side of the ball, offense or defense, and the other team had to have a really poor side of one of those two, preferably the exact opposite of what you're talking about. And Louisville doesn't have that. Louisville does not have an elite offense, even though they just put up 41 on Syracuse. Syracuse is kind of a disaster in trying to figure out all this season, but so is Louisville. And not the disaster part, but just trying to figure them out throughout this entire season. You're telling me I'm supposed to give Louisville 3 touchdowns in this game on the road. David Cutcliffe, the head coach at Duke, is going to retire after the end of the season. It's been reported earlier this week that that's sort of the thought, but it's kind of been looming for the last couple of seasons. David Cutcliffe's team allows 500 yards per game.
Woo!
Yes, exactly. That's next to last in all of college football. They
did not know
torn. That. Yeah, they get torn up. But Duke can score. Duke can score. They have, I wouldn't say a prolific offense. They have a semi-capable at times offense. But for me to be able to give Louisville 3 touchdowns, I have to believe Louisville can pace that defense of Duke. And that's possible. But they also don't have an elite defense, does Louisville, to be able to take down the Duke Blue Devils. So I think Louisville wins this game. It may be 2 touchdowns, but I feel like asking 20.5 points for Louisville on the road tonight is way too many. Way, way too many. And I wish I could even think about the going away feel-good ceremony that might be inside the hearts and minds of the Duke players, but they still got a home game against Miami at the end of the season. So there's still another game to have sort of all these feels. I think you're going down the stretch run. Louisville's just trying to get to a bowl game. I don't think 20.5 points is on the board for them to cover by. So I like Louisville to win, but not by 3 touchdowns. So give me Duke plus 20.5.
Ooh, okay. See, I went back and forth on this one for a while. Duke, poor Duke, said no one ever, is on a 6-game losing streak, but they did beat KU in week 4, Arky, which is more than Texas can say. Yeah. Too soon? All right. I'm sorry, but I don't think you should be allowed in the SEC if you lose to Kansas. I'm still not over that. But we're talking about this game. Duke has yet to win a conference game, and I'm sorry, Blue Devils, but it's probably not going to happen tonight either. Louisville is 5-5 against the spread on the season. However, the Cardinals have been favored by 20.5 once this season and failed to cover. And when Duke was the 20.5 point underdog, they also failed to cover. So, riddle me that. Duke is also 4-6 against the spread. Both Duke and Louisville have gone over this total in 4 games this season. And lastly, in 5 of Duke's last 6 losses, they have lost by 21 or more. So, with all things considered, I am leaning taking Louisville minus 20.5. Yes, that seems like a lot, but looking at the stats, it just feels like the logical thing to do here, Arky. I'm also leaning the under, but we're opposite here. So I'm gonna ride Louisville minus 20.5 and hope they cover.
Okay, so let me just add on to that super cool stat about Duke not being able to cover, being down 3 touchdown spreads. Those were against North Carolina and Pittsburgh, and those are what you would call elite offenses. And Pittsburgh and Louisville's like 50th in the country in offense. Like, it's not a bad offense, it's not a great offense. It's it's capable at times, but it stalls at times too. So I would caution those who want to play the 2K route there that just know that Louisville's not the elite type offense that Duke did not cover against in the other 2-3 touchdown spreads this season.